Hey Comeca family, welcome back to another edition of the Comeca Connection. Now, yesterday I mentioned that this week we're talking all about parables. And I talked about the purpose of parables yesterday and how Jesus uses these little short stories to, talk about and to show kind of an eternal point. Now, today we're going to dive into one of those. So go ahead, grab your Bible, and we're going to turn to Luke chapter 15, verse 11. And it's the parable of the prodigal son, or the lost son. And it goes like this. And he said, there was a man who had 2 sons. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the share of property that is coming to me. And he divided his property between them. Not many days later, the younger son gathered all he had and took a journey into a far country. And there he squandered his property in reckless living. And when he had spent everything, a severe famine arose in that country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him into the fields to feed pigs. And he was longing to be fed with the pods that the pigs ate, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself, he said, How many of my father's hired servants have more than enough bread, but I perish here with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me as one of your hired servants. And he arose and came to his father. But while he was still a long ways off, his father saw him and felt compassion, and ran and embraced him and kissed him. And the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his servants, Bring quickly the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand, and shoes on his feet. And bring the fattened calf and kill it. And let us eat and celebrate. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And they began to celebrate. Now, his older son was in the field. And as he came in and drew near to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said to him, Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has received him back safe and sound. But he was angry and refused to go in. His father came out and entreated him. But he answered to his father, Look, these many years I have served you, and I never disobeyed your command. Yet you never gave me a young goat for me to celebrate with my friends. But when his son of yours has came and devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed the fattened calf for him. And he said to him, Son, you were always with me, and all that is mine is yours. It was fitting to celebrate and be glad. For this your brother was dead and is alive. He was lost and is found. I absolutely love this story of the lost son because it's a great representation of how Jesus sees us when we lose our way and when we struggle to see him. He sees us like that lost son. And he is so glad when we realize and we find that there's only one way, and that's through him. Now, his older son is maybe somebody that's been in the faith or been a Christian for a long time and struggles with that fact that why does he get all these wonderful and awesome things when he wasted all of your goods, he wasted all of your money? And the father says to him, For this your brother was dead and is alive. He was lost and he's found. He was dead in his faith, but he came back and he is now alive. Jesus wants to encourage all of us at this moment to remember to find our faith, to be like the prodigal son and come back to him. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.